everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. So in today's video I will be talking about the new moon in the sign of Aries that occurs on the 1st of April 2022. Now this new moon occurs at 11 degree and 31 minutes Aries. So if you have got any planets or angles at about 11 degrees 31 minutes, around that, say 4 to 6 degrees before and after that in a cardinal sign, then this new moon is going to be very significant for you. You'll feel the effect of this new moon personally. Now we all have Aries somewhere in our chart, so we all will feel the energy anyways, but for the cardinal sign this will be a little bit more significant. Now it is Aries season, so it's the beginning of a new astrological year, so it's perfect time to set new intentions. Now new moon is about new intention, sowing that seed for new beginning, fresh starts. Now Aries season is all about committing to personal goals that progresses you in life, goals that fulfill you. So this is a perfect time to take these actions. So this is perfect time to try something new, something you haven't done before. So get yourself out of the comfort zone and try something new. This is the time to really take action and be a little bit more assertive. Aries is the sign of the self. So this is the time to also focus on yourself and your own relationship with yourself. Now how you have been approaching your life, your all aspects of life, your personal goals, your own growth, your own personal priorities and destiny, how you have been approaching those things needs to be reassessed, reevaluated during this time. And anything that is kind of an obstacle for you, something that is not moving forward, this is the time to really review those energies and bring in fresh energy, new start in those matters, and be a little bit more assertive regarding taking action on the plans that you want to work on. Also Aries is about making those solid plans, those realistic plans that you can move forward with and that can really bring in this new beginning, new energy in your life. So Aries new moon is the perfect time to express yourself, whatever is in your heart, whatever you want to express, however you want to project yourself. This is the perfect time to do that, and this can be your way of finding the inner happiness, inner fulfillment, and relying on yourself, your own capabilities or your own skills to make movement, forward movement, to take action. Rely on yourself, your own experiences, your own skills, whatever you bring to the table, and that's what you should be using to have these new beginnings, fresh starts during this Aries new moon. Now this new moon in Aries is very closely conjunct Mercury. So the moon, the sun and the Mercury all are in the sign of Aries and very close together. So this is kind of an indication to move forward without obstacles, because your mind, emotions, what you identify with, all that, whatever your motivations are, all that is aligned together, and it's kind of also ushers a new beginning, a new cycle, a new shift in wherever you are trying to take a new beginning. Now the ruler of Aries is Mars, and Mars will be conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius during this new moon. Though this Mars and Saturn both are not making any aspect to the new moon, but in itself, in the sign of Aquarius, it carries a lot of weight. Now Mars is our action, because it's Aries energy, it's the action we take, the moving forward kind of energy, the desire, the ambitions, the goals that we have. And Saturn is all about the work that we put in, the sustained effort that we put in, the discipline, the structure, and all that we bring in our life to achieve the action wherever we are putting, to achieve those goals. So when Mars and Saturn comes together, especially during a new moon, you may feel that the efforts that you're putting, the hard work that you're putting, this sustained continuous excitement and enthusiasm that you have to have new beginnings is not reaping you any reward. But you need to continue putting your effort in whatever your goals are, and you need to believe in yourself, because even though Mars and Saturn conjunction can be kind of an opposing energy, what it does is that if you put in the sustained effort, it will give you a result in due course. So even if you feel you're not getting any quick results out of the efforts that you're putting, and if you're feeling restless regarding, or you feel there is delays and limitations in what you're trying to achieve, the goals that you have, the most important thing with Mars and Saturn together is to keep going and to keep working towards your goals. So during this new moon in Aries, if you set in any new intention, any new beginning, fresh start, you will have a sense of a new life direction during this time. So definitely a great time to set new intentions, and it's a very cardinal energy because Aries is a cardinal sign, so it's all about moving forward, charging forward. Now we'll discuss all the 12 zodiac signs and how the new moon in Aries affects each of the zodiac sign. Aries, for you, the new moon in Aries occurs in your sign, in your first house. So it's all about you during this Aries season and during this new moon. Now, first house is to do with the self, is to do with your personal priority, your personal destiny, whatever your personal goals are. So this is the perfect time to set new intention regarding how you project yourself, your whole persona, your goals, your career goals, relationship goals, money goals, any goals that you have during this time. This is the perfect time to set those intention and make some movement in that direction wherever you want to go for the entire year, basically. Now, this new moon is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Aries. So you have the sun, the moon, and Mercury all together in the sign of Aries and in your first house. So you will feel more curious during this time. You will feel a little bit more intellectually engaged, emotionally engaged with your goals, whatever you want to achieve, your whatever your priorities are, whatever efforts you're putting, all those you will be very much synced together to your emotion and intellect. You are thinking about your goals are a lot during this time. So this is a perfect time to have fresh start. Now, the fresh start can also be in the way you think about your goals, your mindset, your outlook. So maybe if there is something that is not working anymore, you need to think or look at those matters in a new perspective and give it a fresh beginning, fresh start. Maybe do things a bit differently if things have not been working out. So definitely your mind, your emotion, and your whole entire focus is on yourself during this new moon. So it's definitely a great time to express yourself freely and positively and assert your will, assert your needs, whatever that is. Communicate your ideas, project yourself in the best possible manner, and this new moon in Aries is definitely going to reap your rewards in due course. Now, Mars and Saturn is conjunct together in the 11th house for you, Aries, during this new moon. Now, 11th house is about our social circle. It's to do with our group work, our teamwork, our peers, acquaintances, our hopes and wishes, our professional goals and all that. So you may feel a lot competitive during this time. You want to assert your will, so you may want to stand out in a group, and you may also get opportunities to stand out in a group. If you don't want to do it yourself, maybe because of your skills and capability, you are given a promotion, something, or a leadership role or something that you are standing out in your group, or maybe your work, whatever you have been putting in, the efforts that you have been putting is making you stand out in a group. So definitely a great time to project yourself in the best possible manner, communicate your ideas, express yourself freely, and either you may be representing a group or leading a group during this time, or just standing out in the crowd, Aries. Taurus, for you, the new moon in Aries occurs in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is the house of your subconscious self, your vision, your dreams, all the desires and wishes you have on subconscious level. Now, with this new moon in Aries in your 12th house, now Aries is a very cardinal sign, so it's about taking action. So with this new moon there in your 12th house, this is a time to make your dreams in reality, turn your dreams in reality. Whatever visions that you have about your goals or future, this is the time to take action on them. This is the time to prepare to take action on them. Now, when the new moon occurs in your sign in a month's time, that would be perfect time to move things forward. And when new moon occurs in your sign, that's also time of a solar eclipse, so it's great time. It's amplified new moon, so most definitely perfect time to really charge forward. So during this new moon, Taurus, during this Aries new moon in your 12th house, is a perfect time to listen to your intuition, to listen to your the messages that you receive in your dreams or subconsciously or intuitively, whatever messages that come to you, during this time. It's perfect time to really think how you can turn that into reality, and if at all you can turn them into reality. Now, it's a great time to also maintain a dream journal. So whatever ideas that come to your mind, it's not just the dreams but also in your waking time, whatever ideas that come to your mind, thoughts that come to your mind, maybe if you can turn them into a business plan or growth plan or whatever that is, just write it down so that you can use it up later on. Now, this new moon in Aries in your 12th house is conjunct Mercury, which is again in the sign of Aries. So the moon, the sun, and Mercury all are in the sign of Aries. So this is the perfect time to create more awareness regarding your inner motivations. What is your psychological motivations, whatever comes from your subconscious. And because Mercury is in your 12th house, you are probably very much logical about whatever is coming through to you as well. You want to approach these messages a little bit more logically as well during this time. So any communication or messages that comes to you, through your gut instinct or just your intuition, it's just take notice of those messages, and you can use them to convert into a logical idea or rational idea, and plan a rational plan to move forward as well. Because it's a great time to really listen to your inner motivation, and create self-awareness regarding where you want to go, what your personal goals are, and how you can turn those visions into reality. Now Mars and Saturn are conjunct in the sign of Aquarius in your 10th house, in your career house, during this new moon. Now when Mars and Saturn comes together in your career house, this is a time to be very active and very engaged in your career matters. So any opportunities that's coming your way, you need to be really taking them on to progress, to climb up those career ladders. But with this new moon in your 12th house, you need to connect with your intuition and try to understand or create awareness regarding what is best for you. Where does your growth lies, where your goals are, where will it take you, so all that. So combine your intuition, your motivations, your awareness with these career decisions that you're making, and you will have success coming in this year, most definitely, Taurus. Geminis, for you, the new moon in Aries occurs in your 11th house. Now 11th house is the house of our social circle, our acquaintances, team, group, whatever we are part of, the social setting, basically the network that we are part of. So Geminis, during this new moon in Aries, this is perfect time to look at your collaborations, your social circle, your friend circle, your teamwork, group work with a fresh eyes, in a new perspective. It's important to create these healthy relationships during this time, so that you can move forward with renewed energy, and also create new acquaintances. New encounters will lead to growth for you, Geminis. Now Mercury is also together with this new moon, so the moon, the sun and Mercury are all together in the sign of Aries in your 11th house. So during this time, you're very willing to learn from other people. You want these new interactions, you want to connect with new people, you want to network with new people. This is perfect time to join new groups in terms of project, group project, new group projects, all that. This is a great time to have those encounters, have those connections. All this is going to lead to growth going forward. Now, if you think your current group setup is not doing you any good, or is not growing you, this is perfect time to look at all these matters. It's perfect time to look at these things in a new perspective, so that you can grow and go beyond whatever is keeping you stuck in whatever your current situation is. Now if it's growing and flourishing, it's perfect time to connect more with your group and create those healthy relationship with clear boundaries. Now Mars and Saturn are conjunct together in the sign of Aquarius and in your 9th house. So 9th house is to do with new territories, new opportunities, traveling, learning needs. So with this Mars and Saturn conjunction in your 9th house, there may be some kind of delays, limitations in your 9th house matter. Now with Mars, you want to take action, you want to move forward, you can even be rash with your decisions regarding 9th house matter, which is to do with learning, traveling, just signing up to new opportunities and all that. So if you're faced with delays during this time with your 9th house energies, it's definitely a good time to keep going, and because things will clear out and you will see positive results going forward. Now if you want to sign up to any kind of education program, any kind of learning program, then it's a good idea to look at the details of what you're signing up to. You don't want to regret later on by signing up something that you would not enjoy later on. So definitely look deeply into what it is, and don't rush your decision during this time. Now new moon in Aries is a time to assert yourself and take action and move forward, but it's definitely better to avoid any rush decision and frustration in future, basically. So definitely a great time to move forward with new energies in your social circle, and place yourself in a social setting that you enjoy. So this new moon in Aries is a great time to assert your needs in a social group, and create and have new encounters, meet new people, create new connections during this new moon. Cancer, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your 10th house. Now, 10th house is all about career, your public image, your vocation, your calling in life, and your life direction. So, when a new moon occurs in the sign of Aries, which is a cardinal energy, and you're a cardinal sign as well, Cancer. So, it's all about new energy, bringing new energy, new mindset, new perspective in your career matters. Now, you may come across a new opportunity, new career opportunity during this time that may give you a new perspective regarding where you're heading in terms of your life direction, in terms of your career matters. So keep yourself open to taking action on these opportunities that comes your way. Now, it can be a promotion or a leadership role or something that has got more or less responsibility coming your way. So whatever it is, it's a great time to have these new beginning, fresh start in your career matters, and looking at your career basically with a new perspective. If it's not fulfilling for you, Cancer, the career, whatever line you are in currently, this is a time to bring that fresh energy in your whatever you do in life. Now, this new moon is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Aries, again in your 10th house. So there's moon, sun, and Mercury all together in your 10th house in the sign of Aries. Now, this is a great time for your profession, Cancer, overall, because you will be very busy with meetings, with calls, with just moving forward, charging forward, making those business trips, growing and all that, evolving in your business. So this is a great time to assert yourself, be a little bit more forward thinking, forward moving, and take on those opportunities that comes your way during this time, because this is a really great time to communicate whatever your ideas are, or whatever whatever your needs are, whatever your goals are, to other people, especially authority figure in your or whatever you work with, the manager or bosses, whatever you have in your life, in your career matters. So definitely it's a great time to communicate your ideas, and they will see you as very efficient and very capable, and you may have a career movement, upward movement during this time. So definitely a good time to see your career matters in a new perspective and have those new beginnings during this time. Now, Mars and Saturn will be conjunct in the sign of Aquarius as well during this time, and Aquarius is your 8th house. Now, this is the time to really strategize your plan, how you want to move forward, especially in terms of your finances, collaboration, coming together to build resources and all that, because 8th house is all to do with shared finances, shared values, mutually benefiting financial kind of situation and all that. So with Saturn and Mars both together in there, Saturn is the energy that may give a bit of restlessness, delays, limitations. You may feel that way in your 8th house matter. And when Mars comes in your 8th house, you want to take action, you want to move forward, you want some kind of movement in your 8th house matter. Now, this can create further restlessness or frustration, especially if you're not seeing the outcome of the efforts that you're putting in. So definitely it's time to stay a bit patient and keep asserting, keep putting in the hard work, keep putting in the sustained effort, and you definitely see results in due course, Cancer. So Cancer, this Aries new moon is a great time for your career matters. Make those upward movement, climb that career ladder, sign that contract, take on those new opportunities that coming your way. Look at your career in new perspective. If it's not fulfilling for you anymore, approach something else, take on something else, something that maybe you can try something new. This is time to be assertive and to take the risk as well, because Aries is a cardinal energy, so it's about moving forward, taking the risk. So great time to bring in those new energy in your career matters during this Aries new moon. Leos, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your 9th house. Now, 9th house is about traveling, it's about learning, it's about expanding your mind, it's your belief system, it's about exploration. 9th house is to do with taking risk, trying out new opportunities, new territories, keeping yourself open basically, and being open-minded, connecting with new people. So when new moon occurs in your 9th house, this is a perfect time to broaden your mind, to explore, to expand, and to reach out. So you will be very eager to travel during this time, learn something new during this time, and it's a great time to sign up to any kind of university program if you want to, or look into those matters as well during this time, because this new moon is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Aries, again in your 9th house. So there's moon, sun, and Mercury all together in the sign of Aries. So perfect time to learn something new, to travel. You know, you will probably receive some kind of messages regarding traveling plans, or you know, your education plans going forward, because this new moon in Aries is definitely going to bring this new energy, new cycle, new shift in your ninth house matter, which is to do with opening your mind, broadening your mind, you know, exploring new territories, new opportunities, taking on new opportunities, meeting new people, people you haven't interacted before. So all that is definitely there, Leos, during this new moon in Aries. So great time to charge forward and bring in this fresh energy in your ninth house matter. Now, if you want to travel during this time, it's perfect time, and it will be very fruitful as well. And also, if you're not traveling, it's great time to plan those travel as well. Maybe in future, maybe in due course, you can travel with this energy if there are any restrictions, you're unable to travel during this time. But definitely moving forward with this new moon in Aries, it's a fresh beginning, and in the next 6 months you will see some kind of culmination in terms of your traveling plans, or moving somewhere else, maybe, you know, because ninth house is to do with overseas travel. So maybe if you're, even if it's a short trip or long trip, you could see some kind of movement in that matter, definitely, Leo. Now, Mars is the ruler of this new moon, and it's in the sign of Aquarius along with Saturn. So they are conjunct together in your 7th house. So if you feel that you have been held back a little bit due to your relationship, or if you are, if there's no movement in your relationship, you know, no positive movement, the energies are stuck, limiting for you, this is the time to balance it out. So this is a perfect time, Leos, to approach your relationship in a mutually benefiting kind of situation. You listen to other people's point of view as well, and whatever the expectation needs are, listen to that, and also assert your own expectations and need in the relationship, because Mars is this energy of moving forward. It's very desirous, very ambitious, very passionate energy, and Saturn is the energy of building. It structures, it crystallizes the energy of that house. So this is the time, Leos, to think about your relationship in a more harmonious, balanced way, and don't hold yourself back from making any commitment. So Leos, overall, it's a great time to broaden your mind, your horizon, and explore, you know, travel, learn new things, and just find a balance in the relationships, you know, the relationships that you have, and you will experience some kind of fresh beginning, mutually benefiting beginning as well in your relationship, and new opportunities will come to explore new territories as well, Leos. Virgos, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your 8th house. Now, when new moon occurs in your 8th house of, you know, joint resources, shared values, shared resources, this is a great time to look at these matters in a new perspective. This is also a great time to, you know, take on any new business prospects, you know, business opportunity, business partnership opportunities, or any financial, mutually benefiting financial situation. So definitely look at these matters in a new way, in a new perspective. So if you're making any kind of investment, financial investment during this time, or building resources together, definitely this new moon in Aries will bring this fresh energy to all these themes. And 8th house is a very psychological house as well. It's to do with mysteries and your hidden psychological self. So when a new moon occurs here, this is a time to look at your inner motivation, your psychological motivation, your hidden motivation, again in a new perspective. What is your inner contentment? Where does your inner contentment, inner fulfillment lies? And just connect with the hidden aspect of your personality, of yourself, and just, you know, the way you think, you know, your mindset, your outlook, all that. This is a time to, especially on the hidden, the mysterious side, the subconscious, the psychological side. This is time to turn a new leaf in these matters, you know, new perspective, new mindset, new ways of approaching, because this is time, new one is a time for new beginning, new ways of doing things. So definitely, bringing this new energy in 8th house matter is going to reap your rewards in due course of time. Now, the ruler of Aries is Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aquarius conjunct Saturn, and that is your 6th house. 6th house is to do with your work and health matters. Now, this is a great time to start a health regime, a diet regime. So this is definitely time to work on your long-term health, because Mars and Saturn together can really reap you positive rewards where your health matters are concerned, because Mars gives you the energy to take on these new health plans and health regime with renewed energy, with a very charging forward kind of energy. And Saturn is what crystallizes it, gives you structure, self-discipline to take on these energies in your life. And also it's to do with work and just your daily life, your daily routine. So all that can be structured, and you will be very enthusiastic to bring these energies in your life during this new moon. So Virgo is a great time to look at the hidden aspect of your of your life, your personality, the intimate relationship that you have in life, those aspects as well. So there's definitely a chance for a new beginning in these matters. So definitely look at your resources, joint resources, especially how you value yourself in a relationship, what you contribute in a relationship, all that in a new perspective during this time, Virgo. Libras, for you, the new moon in Aries occurs in your opposite sign, opposite house. That's the 7th house. That's where Aries sign is. So it's all about relationship for you, Libras, during this time. And this is an opportunity for fresh beginning, a new perspective, fresh perspective, the way you see relationship. And not just relationship in terms of your personal relationship. It's also business relationship, business partnership, or any one-to-one interaction, any social interaction is a 7th house matter. So new moon in your 7th house is definitely a great time to look at these energies in a new way, in a renewed way, and set new intention for growth and advancement in your relationship. Aries is a very passionate sign. It's ruled by Mars. So in your 7th house, it can bring a lot more passion in your relationship during this time. So it's definitely time to, get together and interact, communicate more in relationship, and even make plans for the future around this time. And you will and also make sure both the sides are on the same page moving forward. You can understand the other person's perspective, and your perspective, your expectations are also understood. And this is a great time to assert your needs and expectation as well, and at the same time balance it with listening to other people, your partner, the committed relationship you have, or business relation, whatever you have, to listen to them as well, and have new beginnings in your relationship matters. So this is also a good time to iron out any kind of obstacles or issues that are in your relationship, if there are any. And if there aren't any, then it's great to have honest conversation, move forward with this renewed energy, and create more balance and harmony in your relationship. Now new moon is a time for fresh beginnings. So in your 7th house of committed relationship, this is a perfect time to commit to a relationship, maybe make it official or move in together. So whatever that might be, Libras, it's a good time for fresh beginnings in your relationship matters. Now the ruler of Aries is Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aquarius during this time, and in your 5th house. Now Mars in the 5th house is conjunct Saturn during this new moon. Now Mars and Saturn together in the 5th house is a great time to express yourself more assertively and more in a more structured way. So whatever creative project that you're involved in during this time, or even with children, your relationship with your children, or even in a romantic kind of situation, this is a great time to assert creatively. And if you're faced with any kind of issues or obstacles during this time in 5th house matter, this is time to assert creative solutions and move forward with a renewed energy in your 5th house matter as well. So Libras, definitely during this new moon in Aries, it's a great time to see your relationship and your creative side in a new perspective and have some fresh beginnings in these areas. Scorpios, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your 6th house. Now 6th house is work and health related house. It's also the house of your daily routine, what you do on a daily basis, your daily habits, and just your lifestyle generally. So when a new moon occurs in your 6th house, Scorpios, this is the time to look at your work matters and your health matters in a new way, and bring in new energy, new perspective in how you approach your work and health matters. Now if there are any kind of routine that's getting boring, this is the time to spruce it up, bring some new energy, fresh energy, because things can get boring if you continue with the same old energy. Now with where work is concerned, this is also time to have new beginnings in work matters. Maybe you can apply for another job or get a new job going forward. So definitely there's a possibility of new opportunities, new possibilities where your job related matter, or just your work environment, working conditions are concerned, that can improve, or you can experience new energies in there. Now your health matter, it's a great time to start a health regime, diet plan, or just focus on your health more during this time. So definitely a great time to bring in new energies where your health and just daily activities are concerned. Now this new moon is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Aries in your 6th house again, along with Sun. So there's moon, sun and Mercury is all together in the sign of Aries in your sixth house. So it brings a lot of focus on sixth house matter and a great opportunity to have new beginnings during this time. So Mercury is in your sixth house is definitely will make you more communicative in your daily life. The way you're organizing your life, the way you're structuring your life, you will be very focused on that. And also you will be very detail oriented as well, looking at things more minutely and restructuring them, bringing new energies during this new moon. Now the ruler of this Aries new moon is Mars, and Mars is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, and that is your fourth house, which is the house of your home environment, your family members. So during this time your family dynamics can change, because Mars is this moving forward kind of energy, and Saturn is the structuring and limiting kind of energy. So if you have been feeling restricted in your home environment, Scorpios, this Mars will bring more passion, ambition to change things around, and that can come from balancing things out at home, in home matters, and finding a mutually benefiting kind of solution if there are any issues in your home environment. So definitely a great time to bring in new energy in your home matters as well by finding a balanced solution. So overall, Scorpios, great time to restructure your daily life, your chores, habits, whatever you have, and your work and health. This is a great time to bring renewed energy and new beginnings, fresh start in your work and health matter both. Sagittarius, for you the new moon in Aries occurs in your fifth house. Now fifth house is the house of your creative self, your self-expression, how you express yourself creatively, your solo projects, your hobbies, your talents, the need to have good time, fun time. It's also the house of romance, love affairs, and also the house of your children. So with new moon in Aries occurring in your fifth house, it's a great time to have fresh beginning in any of or all of these matters. So Sagittarius, this is the time to look at whatever is close to your heart in a new way, in a renewed way, and reconnect with your youthful side during this time, Sagittarius. Your fun side, your happy side, the side that brings delight and gratification to you. So definitely connect with your heart center during this time, because fifth house is got this natural Leo energy. So it's about connecting with your heart center and doing what brings you joy, basically. So definitely a new beginning in those matters. Now whatever that might be, if it's a solo project, if it's romance, if it's children, or any kind of creative project, whatever that might be, look at it in a new renewed way and express yourself freely and express yourself differently during this time, during this new moon in Aries, Sagittarius. Now this new moon is conjunct Mercury, so you have moon, sun and Mercury all together in your fifth house in the sign of Aries. Now Mercury in the fifth house is actually a great position, because Mercury is very clear-minded in the fifth house. So your mind is very clear, your emotions are also very clear, there's no clutter during this time. So you can think clearly and you can feel clearly, and hence you can bring new energy more effectively during this time. Now Aries is a fellow fire sign, Sagittarius, so it's a great time for you to really get the ball rolling in whichever area you want to, whatever creative area that you want to bring new energy in. This is a great time to have those fresh beginning. Now the ruler of Aries new moon is Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aquarius during this new moon and conjunct Saturn. Now Aquarius is your third house, the house of communication, information sharing, short trips, connections in networking, your community, your local environment, your siblings. It's a house of learning, it's a house of your skills and capabilities as well. So with Mars and Saturn together in your third house, this is the time to really bring out your skills and capability and use it to get closer to your goals, your life goals, whatever you want to achieve. And if it's something to do with your third house matter, meaning if you want to sign a business contract or business dealing, or get that job, whatever that might be, Sagittarius, or connect with people, network with people to reach to your goals, this is a great time to move forward in that area. You can use Mars and Saturn energies in your third house to balance those third house energies, because Saturn is about self-discipline and structure, and Mars is about taking action, moving forward. So definitely this is time you can structure yourself in your third house matter, the way you communicate, the way you connect, your jobs and all that, your business and all that, and move forward with this Mars energy in your third house. So overall, Sagittarius, definitely a great time to connect to your higher self, to your higher energy, and really bring new energy in whatever brings joy to you, your hobbies, creative side, talents, whatever that might be, and use it to communicate effectively, in your environment with other people and network, share information, get that job, whatever that might be, and all this will bring a new beginning in your vision of future, whatever your goals and ambitions are, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is to do with your emotional and physical foundation, your roots, your home, your family members, the place you live, your home and house, all that. Now, when a new moon occurs in your fourth house, this is a time to change or bring new energy in your, the way you see yourself, your emotional side, what brings you stability, what brings you security, and how you connect with your roots, how you connect with your home environment, your family members, and to your own emotional side as well. Your need for inner contentment, your need to realize that greater version of yourself, your emotional self, all that, Capricorn. This is the time to really look at these things in a new way and bring in new energy in these matters. Now, this new moon is conjunct Mercury in the sign of Aries in your fourth house. So there's Moon, Sun, and Mercury all together in your fourth house. Now, Mercury in Aries in your fourth house is a great time to communicate whatever is in your heart more effectively, and really assert your needs, whatever expectations, whatever desires, whatever you feel from within, Capricorn. Really communicate them and have those honest conversations, or especially if there's something from the past is worrying you, or you need to get over that energy. This new moon in your fourth house is a great time to release any past karma related to your roots, ancestry, past, old conditioning, childhood conditioning, and all that, and move forward with renewed goals of your emotional side, mostly, Capricorn. So this new moon in Aries is definitely a great time to connect with your past and your current life, and move forward by resolving any kind of stuck energy in your past personal life. Now, the ruler of Aries new moon is Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aquarius and in your second house, and there it conjuncts Saturn. Now, when Mars and Saturn together comes in your second house, this is a great time to create a financial plan and stick to that financial plan. Whatever budget you create, just stick to that plan during this time, so that you don't get into any kind of financial upheaval later on. Now, Mars is this energy of moving forward and charging forward. It's a very passionate energy, and Saturn is about disciplining yourself, structuring yourself. So this energy is definitely required in your second house matter. Now, you may be very excited or enthusiastic about creating more money making opportunities for yourself, or utilizing your money making capabilities to increase your income during this time. So definitely a great time to look at your money matters, your financial, your personal finance as well in a new way. So Capricorn, definitely a great time to release any kind of old stuck energy in your home life, or your your mental, your emotional side, where you'll find your stability and security, and bring new energy within your family, renewed energy moving forward. If you need to declutter your house during this time, or move to another place, or move to another house, this is a great time to bring all those energies in your life as well, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the Aries new moon occurs in your third house. Now, third house is a house of communication, information sharing. It's also the house of jobs, business dealing, signing contracts, negotiating, signing contracts, signing deals, and all that. It's also the house of your local environment, your sibling, your close ties, short trips, and all that. So with the new moon occurring in your third house, this is a great time to have those new beginnings in these matters, or looking at these matters in a new perspective, so that you can bring in growth in your third house matter. Now, this is a great time to really plan on your future, your future goals that you have, and really look at the way you communicate in a renewed way, and also the people you connect with. This can be a time to bring in new energy in the people you connect with. So go beyond your current social group, and connect with new people, people you haven't interacted before as well, because they can really help you realize your goals, and help you on that journey, whatever that personal journey you have regarding your need to communicate, connect, business, jobs, and all that. Now, Mercury is a conjunct this new moon in the sign of Aries and in your third house. So there is Moon, Sun, and Mercury all together in your third house. Now this is a great time to make important decisions because your mind is really working hard and is overworking as well. It's quite in an accelerated mode because Mercury in the sign of Aries is already really moving fast, thinking fast. It wants quick decision, it wants fast action and all that. So you're definitely very much moving forward, charging forward, kind of in terms of how you're thinking during this time. Your mindset, your outlook is definitely wants to take action, wants to move forward and sign that business deal or sign that contract, whatever that might be, or go on that business trip or learn something new or connect with people, whatever that might be. Your Mercury in the sign of Aries in your third house definitely wants to move fast. So it's a great time overall to really bring in this new communication style. It's also to do with your outlook, your mindset. So think and connect with things in your life differently during this time, and just look at things with a renewed energy, especially if it's stuck and is not growing you during this time. It definitely needs to turn a new leaf and bring a new energy in your third house matter. Now the ruler of Aries new moon is Mars, and Mars is in the sign of Aquarius during this time and in your first house, in your sign Aquarius, and there it conjuncts Saturn. Now when Mars and Saturn comes together in your first house, this is a great time to really project yourself in the best way possible, because Mars is this enthusiasm, this moving forward kind of energy, this action oriented energy, and you will be very much eager to project yourself in the best possible manner moving forward. And with this Saturn in there, it brings in that self-discipline structure as well. Now first house is also to do with your overall health, so you can have some kind of positive movement, balanced, harmonious movement in terms of how you approach your health, your overall well-being, your appearance, how you appear to other. Just the need to reinvent yourself or project yourself differently. It's definitely there. So a balanced approach is definitely required to move these things forward, Aquarius. So definitely overall, it's a great time to bring in new energy in the way you communicate, the way you connect, and look at things in a new perspective. Bring fresh energy in terms of how you perceive things, how you see things, and all this will definitely materialize, and you will be able to project yourself the way you want, Aquarius. Pisces, for you the Aries new moon occurs in your second house. Now second house is to do with your personal finance, is to do with your possessions, your material gains, the assets, and also to do with your self-worth. So when a new moon occurs in your second house, this is perfect time to bring in new energy in your financial matter. So great time to have that new budget plan or financial plan, and also make new plans regarding your personal finance. Now if it's going great, then it's fantastic, there's nothing to change, you can just keep an eye on it and mind your spending. But if your finances are in upheaval or in a crisis, this is the great time to look at your finances in a renewed way and maybe bring in a financial plan or budget plan so that you can manage your finances better, so that you can control your spending better. Now Mercury is conjunct this new moon again in your second house, so there's Moon, Sun and Mercury all together in the sign of Aries in your second house. Now when Mercury is in the sign of Aries in your second house, this is a great time to make decisions regarding your personal finance, any financial plan, financial matter, any kind of issues regarding finances that you have, or any kind of decisions that you need to make regarding finances. This is a great time to devise some plan to move forward, some future plan. Now with Mercury in your second house along with the new moon, you may also sign some contract, maybe a financial dealing or financial contract, or you could experience some kind of increase in your income, maybe a raise in your in your salary because of a new contract that you signed, a new job contract that you signed, or something like that. So that can also be the energy of this new moon in Aries in your second house. So you're definitely very enthusiastic about bringing this fresh new energies in your financial matter during this new moon. Now Mars is the ruler of this Aries new moon, and during this new moon Mars is in the sign of Aquarius. Now Aquarius is your 12th house, and there Mars is conjunct Saturn. Now when Mars and Saturn together is in your 12th house, you may feel a little bit low in energy, low in immunity as well. So though Mars is about action and moving forward, in 12th house you may not feel that energy to move forward. Even although you want to make those forward movements, just because you're feeling low in energy, or maybe your immunity is low during this time, you may feel a bit not be able to take those action to move forward. So the best way to use this 12th house energy of Mars and Saturn is to have a structure, discipline yourself, and make plans for the future. So make a plan of action while Mars is in your 12th house, and then you can put it in action when Mars reaches your first house towards the end of April. So definitely a great time overall, Pisces, to have some kind of financial structure, a financial plan, or invest or devise any kind of financial plan, or sign a contract to increase your income, to increase your salary, a job contract, maybe something like that, or a business contract, to bring in this new energy, this new moon energy in your second house matter. And also, if you feel you're not able to move things forward, you can use this time to create a plan and then implement it towards the end of April, Pisces. So this was my Aries new moon video. Thank you very much for watching it, and I hope you can use the the information, the energies available around the Aries new moon to have new beginnings, to look at things in a new light, new perspective, wherever Aries sign sits in your chart. So thank you very much again for watching this video, and have a lovely day.